Good day, beautiful souls. I'm going to come to you today with a little bit of an energy update for the weekend that we have incoming. It is October 1st, 2021. Cannot believe it. This will always be a timeless message, but I am in tune and in sync and questioning spirit for guidance for the weekend coming. And I'm also kind of tapping into the new moon in Libra that we have taking place on the 6th or 7th, depending on where you are, in Libra. This is very significant because at the same time we have the planet of Pluto, which is the farthest from the sun. It takes Pluto like 240 years to go around the whole zodiac wheel, and it is going to continue to be in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto represents regeneration. So in order for us to regenerate, there needs to be death. So with it in the sign of Capricorn, you know, those structures that we're witnessing, what happens when those who choose to control and dominate over others does not want to fuel their own life force energy, they pull the energy from the collective. So what we're witnessing is a dismantling and a regeneration, and in order again for that regeneration to take place, there has to be a death or putting an ending to something. So this is just a little bit of a heads up that as we move farther into this energy with the new moon in Libra, I'm going to move forward a little bit here on my chart, because it is going to, this Pluto energy going direct the same day as the new moon in Libra is going to make a square, and right with the sun and the moon, you know, the moon being our emotions, the sun being our soul, our life force energy, the planet of Mars and Mercury are both there. Mercury is retrograde at this time. Pluto squaring all of this energy in Libra, the Mars being the planet of war, right? Volatility. Mercury being the messenger of the gods, and it's squaring this Pluto energy at the same time as Pluto going direct. So this isn't really a bit of a warning, but this is for awareness to, I'll just say the energy is already building now. Keep our emotions in check. We could see on the collective a volatile uptick, whether it be earth changes, whether it be the structures, right? The government, the top down, excuse me, having a hot flash. So it's really significant because the sun, Mars, Mercury retrograde, and this moon in Libra is squaring to the planet of Pluto that will be going direct around about the same time. So this is our energy update, and this is just a little bit of a precursor to what the energies are that we're needing to work with. So a great time to reel yourself back in. Don't war with others, right? Don't war with your own self. Keep your emotions in check over this time. I will be coming back on to do a new moon in Libra Sabian symbol and a little bit of an intuitive read with that as well. So Pluto going direct, that will finally get some of the outer planets in the forward momentum again. So we're going to see a lot of changes and shifting, even more so than what we have coming into fruition here. Because I do believe in October, Jupiter and Saturn will also go direct. So at this time of the new moon, which I'm just going to touch into this, again, it's always a timeless message, but I'm just working with the energies that I felt brewing within me. Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Uranus, of course, retrograde in the sign of Taurus, which will be there until 2026, and then also Neptune, but Pluto goes direct in the sign of Capricorn. Those structures, the planet of regeneration, which is death and rebirth. So again, a square energy is tension. This is just a little bit of a heads up for all of us who are light workers, way showers that tune in, to pay attention, keep your emotions in check. If you see the warring and the conflict in the collective, and keep doing you. So this is our little bit of an energy update for the weekend of October. I was going to say September. October 1st through the 3rd. And again, I will come on and hopefully get a Sabian symbol. Libra new moon energy update. So let's just clear our energy. This is a beautiful little heads up, everybody. And also the CME started coming in yesterday. And I find it very interesting that because we had the solar energy coming in, which I consider to be our life force and our Christ consciousness, I just found it very interesting that in my area, they were spraying the skies heavy all day yesterday. I'm going to be starting a channel that's covering stuff like that as well. So in order for us to regenerate, all of the darkness must be brought to the light. So any of those hidden things that are being done, right, with shady agendas need to be brought to light. Okay, so I reflected on that yesterday and I thought, wow, are they doing it when they know these CMEs are coming in and that it's upgrading our DNA, that it's causing an awakening? Because I don't put it past those that are vampires, energy vampires, sucking off the collective energy and not using their own divine life force, you know, that age-old separate, divide, conquer. And it's insane. It's batshit crazy. It was a thought to me, and then out of synchronicity, I was listening to a gentleman that I listened to on YouTube last night, and he was talking about the same thing, and I'm like, that must be confirmation to me that when the, whoever they are, the less than 1% of the bullies on the playground of Earth, they know that the neutrinos and the light codes coming in are in this great awakening as we're ushering in to the doorway of the age of Aquarius, where it's about the people. That it just doesn't surprise me that they would be spraying our skies at the same time. Like, it was so bizarre here yesterday. So support your conspiracy theory friends and quit bashing them, because a lot of times it ain't conspiracy. It's like people seeing through the bullshit. Another thing coming up too is, like, it's so apparent and happening so fast. Like, you can see, like, all you empaths and light workers like myself, we're seeing and being able to call deception and bullshit like really quick. And so that's what's also happening with the integration of the light and our bodies, you know, shifting and changing. A lot of symptoms coming up, hot flushes through your body, skin rashes as we purify the density, a lot of baggage even from other lifetimes, like triggering fear of the fall of Atlantis, where they used technology in a nefarious way. It's almost like these cycles repeating themselves. But what we have on our side as the collective right now is to do our work. And I don't believe it's going to happen overnight, because it's been lifetime of programming and deception, right? Is to keep doing your work and speaking to your body more than ever. If you go into the panic, fight, or flight, speak to your body and tell it, you're okay in this present moment. All is well in this present moment, you know, because the intensities, us old souls are feeling it. It's like, whoa, we've been down this path before, and we don't want to have the same outcome as the Atlantis falling or all of that. So we're going through so many things, and the planet is as well. So her shifting and changing is definitely a Uranus and Taurus energy, right? So what is it for the weekend we'd like to bring into awareness for anybody who tunes in and listens? 8th house. Oh my gosh. It's the home of Scorpio. Regeneration. Endings and beginnings. Again, like I shared, this Pluto going direct at the same time as this new moon in Libra that is lined up with the sun, the moon, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, communication, intellect, in an air sign, which is also intellect, with the planet of Mars. You see the red here, squaring Pluto direct. In order for a regeneration to take place, there has to be a death, an ending, in order for a beginning. So we have the 8th house energy coming up to confirm this awareness today as I'm sharing this with you. We're already in it. We're building up to the energy of it, right? So new moons are about planting seeds. I would suggest to just go inner, stay away from big crowds. If you're on social media, you're going to be most likely triggered. And again, triggers are to help you heal. But what you're triggered by, make sure with this moon energy, right, that you're planting a seed of not being emotionally overwhelmed with what we may witness dying. But before it dies, it has to be brought to light. So with the planet Mars, which can be volatility, I would suggest, just for the next little bit of time here, time being an illusion, but we're on the earth plane, going inner, avoiding crowds, avoiding confrontation. That doesn't mean being bullied, but step back, reel yourself back in, especially keep your emotions in check. And whatever we're witnessing with our two eyes, reel it back in so that we don't become those emotions. Ground, 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 because we do have a lot of this neutrinos and light codes coming in from the sun that are triggering a lot of us to release the baggage from not only this lifetime, but also past lifetimes. So, see, that's another thing too. 3 + 2 is 5, and 5 is about change, instability, conflict. So in order for these things to die, again, Pluto going direct, squaring up with this energy that's in Libra, this stellium that we have in Libra, and the moon will move on quickly into Scorpio. But however, Mars, the sun, and the Mercury retrograde is still there. Wowza. I don't even know how I pinpointed this to look into. I just felt like I needed to give a heads up with everybody, including myself, to keep those emotions in check. Keep your thoughts as high as possible. With Mercury retrograde, it'd be a great time to just, be still and talk yourself through the intensity as we witness this, because I'm sure it's going to be seen and felt in the collective. And many people have been calling it that October is going to be intense, and now I see why, because Jupiter and Saturn will end up going direct as well this month. We'll talk about that later. The 4 of Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus. So immediately before I even pick up on this card, I'm really loving this celestial tarot, and I'm learning tarot. And it also has the planet of Venus there. We have Uranus, the planet of change, in Taurus all the way through 2026. Uranus is the planet of quick changes. So sudden, fast changes. With this energy in this square coming up, we have to make sure that we are building our foundations, our values with stability. building our foundation for ourselves that sustain us in our earthly vessels, meaning, what do you truly value? What do you need to let go of? And so it is also bringing forth with this 8th house energy that maybe this is a time of letting go of some things that are baggage, that are not making you feel a stability in your life. It's a time for the death, and this is happening on the individual and the collective, right? So we can manifest the regenerative energy of the 8th house, the endings, the beginnings, and that Libra moon, you know, with a little bit of a highlight. This isn't a warning, but with a little bit of a highlight: justice, equality, fairness. And it's coming through to me as in a universal alignment. That in order for us to build a new foundation, not only for ourselves, but the collective, for the future of our children, we have to reassess, right, with the stability of Taurus being fixed earth, with the Venus on here, of what we truly value at the end of the day. And whatever that is that you don't truly value, that's just a, you know, fly-by-night energy that really isn't sustaining you or anybody around you or the collective, it's time for that to die. I think that's huge for, like, a lot of people. So we're going to do another one. Wow. So enjoy your weekend. Go inner. Again, with the new moon squaring up to the Pluto going direct on the 6th, 7th. Maybe this would be a good time for you to go out and get what you need and kind of just stay home and stay inner. If you're out in the workplace or out in the public, be careful with this Mercury retrograde of communication with others, with Mars being right there, because you don't want to be in a war type energy with others, because it can quickly get out of hand at this time. So yeah, what is it? Mars is at 14 degrees. Mercury will be at 19 degrees. The moon, I don't know the exact because it isn't by time right now, but the moon, according to my chart, will be at probably about 25 or 26 degrees, making the square with Pluto at 24 degrees. So heads up, everybody. This will be a great weekend for you to prepare, to reassess what you truly value, to let die whatever needs to die, right? Stay out of that red energy of warring and go into a creative, again, root chakra coming up. So ground, because emotions are definitely high as of lately. Try to work with the energies and not against them, and not let them get stuck. So what else? For a little bit of support here from our angels and our ancestors, and then we'll do I am. We have to build, in order for a new future, we know we have to build a new foundation. And sometimes, and a lot of times, I know for me it's a process of shedding, right? Letting go of things that no longer serve for the higher good of yourself and others, as they are a reflection of us. And we can only, in this energy, and always really, but specifically with this energy, we can only choose how we respond or not respond at all. And allow your emotions to just come forward. There's no emotions that are harmful. What we need to do is not become them. Let it flow through you, but don't let it get stuck in you, because that's what happens with people who are in anger, right? Anger is not a bad emotion. We've been taught that. Anger is an emotion that we allow to flow through us, and then learn what it is that we've learned from it, right? So from the, oops, we got two. Well, this don't surprise me. So we got two messages from the angels and ancestors, again going perfectly with this volatility coming up, is the Hermit card, which is normally represented with Virgo. Retreat and recharge, again, goes perfect with the energy that I'm sharing here. To not go outer, maybe this would be the good weekend to go get what you need because of the volatility that could aspire. So this could be planetary changes as well, guys, and continue to be. And we're seeing that with the uptick of the volcanic activity, right? In La Puma, I think it's called, by the Canary Islands, but it's actually not just there, it's everywhere. Hermit mode, recharge, go inner, allow your emotions to flow through you, meditate, ground, and recharge. Beautiful. Another go within. So this is definitely for sure a wise one. Grow within your current situation. Again, perfect. So wisdom comes from life experience. Wisdom doesn't come from necessarily just a textbook. It is applying what we've learned and grown through in our life experiences, in our past life experiences, and many of us old souls are feeling the intensity of the now at the forefront. Allow your wisdom to come through by sitting in meditation, sitting in that hermit mode, going within, tapping into your higher self and the divine, and allow that to be how you transform through these really intense shifts and regeneration, the death that we're witnessing, the crucifixion, right? The crucified. In order to be born anew, we have to allow the old to die. A lot of people are witnessing old patterns come up. It isn't for you to shame yourself that you haven't grown. It's for awareness, to observe it, to see where it is that you have allowed growth in your life. And that is truly how you carry your wisdom forward. So go inner, guys. Go inner. What a beautiful read today. Beautiful. We'll do one more I am affirmation for this energy update. You know, I was doing daily doses, but I think initially when I first started my channel back whenever, I was doing energy updates because I'm an empath. I feel the Schumann spikes. I feel the collective energy like many empaths do. And so I'm going to go back to just, I think, calling them energy updates because they're timeless. So what is the I am? I'm considerate of others. Well, that's perfect for Libra season with this new moon in Libra building. And how we do that, you know, is to have that strong foundation in our own, a knowingness and a wisdom that comes through to you, that you don't have to see the same perspectives as everybody else. How you do that is going in hermit mode and allowing for the transformation and regeneration process within yourself. And then you consider others by taking that light forward. Most of us empaths, old souls, don't have a problem with being considerate of others. Where we usually struggle is with getting out of that reactive type of energy to the volatility that we're seeing with this death happening on the collective. I mean, I'm triggered big time by the people like fucking Fauci and Gates, and I go, okay, if he's a mirror of me, I don't get it. Like, I get the concept, but this is what's came to me lately is, no, this is old energy dying, and that the Bill Gates and the Faucis may not be a reflection of you or I, but it's a reflection of the collective, the cognitive dissonance, the asleep at the wheel type of energy that many of us have been just programmed to go through life to pay bills, eat and die, right? And we're awakening from that. And those people in the Pluto Capricorn energy are trying whatever they can to hold their thumb down. What we can do is still stay in that heart-centered space. Don't ignore the emotions. If you want to call them fuckers like I do, call them fuckers. Do they get me pissed at times? Does my fire come forward? Yes, it does. But guess what? They will not hold me down. You don't allow them to hold you down. Call the bullshit when you call it. Retreat from the bullshit, but always be considerate that we are one. And that doesn't mean you need to be a doormat just because you're a light worker, right? It ain't us against them. It's fuck you. You're not welcome on this planet anymore. We are more wise than that. We're going to grow from this situation because our children and our planet deserve better. I am the crone. I am embodying it. And what's more important than talking about it is actualizing it, right? Never ignoring any of the things that come up within you. Transmuting it. Fire burns away for new growth. The energy now through God knows when, timeless for right now with what I just talked about today and discussed to share, is to go into your retreat mode, guys. To allow yourself to regenerate, to allow to burn away within you any of the triggers or baggage you may be having coming up. Never judge yourself. Let it go. We can do this. Have a great weekend, everybody. Retreat. Bring forth your wisdom. Crone, the wise one that sees all things. We're in a death and regeneration, and it is no doubt about it. Shalom, shalom.